Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us and your interest in the University of Maryland Law and Healthcare program. I'm Diane Hoffman. I direct the program, and I'm here with Levy, and she's the managing director of the program. And I thought that we would just give you a little bit of background about the history and content of the program and student opportunities, and then we can answer questions that you have. So our Law and Healthcare program has been in existence for over 30 years. It's on a campus, health sciences campus, where there's a medical school and nursing and pharmacy and dentistry and social work. So it's a good place to be for connections, to do research and even co-teaching. It's also outside of Washington, D.C. and in Baltimore, close to a number of the healthcare regulatory agencies. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services is in Baltimore, and of course the Food and Drug Administration is in D.C. and outside of D.C. in the Maryland suburbs. There's also opportunities with in-house with hospitals in the area, and it's just a great location and opportunities for students to get jobs after they graduate, as well as do externships. So the program, as I said, has existed for over 3 decades, and it's built a very robust faculty and curriculum. So we have almost 24 full-time and part-time faculty that teach in the program, and they teach in areas as diverse as business aspects of healthcare and fraud and abuse in the healthcare system, to bioethical issues in healthcare, such as legal issues in end-of-life care and the regulation of human subjects research, courses on scientific and medical evidence, on public health law, on privacy and innovation, disability law, neuroscience and the law. We really do have quite a range of courses for students to choose from. Our faculty are also leading experts in the nation in their area of scholarship, and some are known internationally for their work. My colleague, Professor Frank Pasquale, is an expert in privacy law, as well as new technologies and issues like the regulation of new technologies such as robotics and AI in healthcare. My colleague Amanda Postilnick does writing on the area of neuroscience and the law, and testing, new kind of testing of the brain and what that can tell us about someone's health condition, and whether those test results can be admitted in court proceedings. My colleague Leslie Meltzer-Henry is an expert on human subjects research and the law. I've been very involved in end-of-life care and the regulation of that area of law, including new state laws in physician-assisted dying. I have also been working on the regulation of new therapies and diagnostics coming out of the Human Microbiome Project, which some of you may have heard of. It's kind of the second generation after the Human Genome Project, an effort to catalog all the microorganisms we have in and on our bodies. So students have opportunities to work with these faculty as research assistants, sometimes co-publishing pieces in journals. We have an active student health law organization that gives you an opportunity to meet other students who are interested in health law. They put on programs throughout the year, including a panel on what is health law, bring in interesting speakers, often alums who are working in different areas of health law in the government or in healthcare law firms. They're doing something just next week called a networking session in health law, where there be speakers who are health lawyers, but also be an opportunity for students to share their resumes with practicing attorneys and get feedback on them, and just get feedback on networking techniques. We also have a journal of healthcare law and policy that's totally student run. where this, excuse me, the students are the editors. They select the articles that are published, as well as work with faculty to put on a symposium conference that will become an issue of the journal. For example, we have something coming up next month on drug pricing, the high cost of prescription drugs. What are some of the problems with that, and what are some of the solutions? And since I seem to be losing my voice, this is a good segue to turn it over to Lauren, and she'll talk more about the curriculum and opportunities for students.
Thank you for joining us. As Professor Hoffman mentioned, I'm Lauren Levy. I'm the Managing Director of the Law and Healthcare Program. I wanted to talk a little bit about our Health Law Certificate Program, which is a special credential that is offered to students. The requirements are that you complete 17 credits out of your 85 required credits in the health law curriculum. And this includes a classroom component, an experiential learning component, and an advanced research and writing component. So as Professor Hoffman mentioned, we have a really robust health law curriculum with more than 20 classes in that curriculum that you can choose from to meet the classroom requirement. In terms of the experiential learning, you can choose from one of the clinics that is offered, the Public Health Law Clinic, the HIV/AIDS Clinic, and the Civil Rights of Persons with Disabilities Clinic. In addition, I direct the externship program for health law students, and we have many opportunities for you to gain professional experience in real-world health law settings. So these include opportunities with the federal government, such as the FDA. We have several opportunities in different offices at the FDA with the Department of Health and Human Services, including their Office of General Counsel, Office of the Inspector General, within CMS, within several divisions of CMS. So you really have a chance and the opportunity to work on health policy and real-world health law issues. This is a really valuable experience for students because it helps them to tailor their interests, to identify the area in health law that they want to end up working in. My role here is to help you tailor your educational experience to meet your professional goals. And so I really encourage students to do at least 2 externships, if not more if possible, to gain exposure to different health law settings and really determine where you want to be after graduation. The externships also help you to develop your professional network. It helps you to bolster your resume. It gives you contacts with people who are doing work in the real world, in real world settings. We also have, in addition to federal government placements, we also have state level placements with the Maryland Office of the Attorney General, the Maryland Department of Health. We also work with several advocacy organizations and lobbying groups, including the Center for Medicare Advocacy, the Legal Action Center in Washington, D.C., as well as PhRMA, the lobbying group for the pharmaceutical industry, the American Hospital Association, among others. I want to also let you know about some more unique opportunities that our program offers outside of the certificate program, and that includes our competitions. We have our 7th annual Health Law Regulatory and Compliance competition coming up in mid-February, and that is a competition that was started by students and is run with significant help from the Student Health Law Organization that Professor Hoffman mentioned. And that's a really wonderful opportunity for students really from around the country to come and compete and develop their skills and substantive knowledge in the area of regulatory compliance. We also have judges from across the health law spectrum who are actively working on these issues. So it's again an excellent professional networking opportunity for our students, as well as a chance for you to meet your future colleagues from other law schools across the country. I also wanted to let you know about, I get a lot of questions about our dual degree programs. There are several dual degree opportunities available through the law school. The one that I am asked about most is the JD MPH. We have 2 MPH options, one through the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health and the other through the University of Maryland School of Medicine. Both are excellent programs. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. And the other is a new program that we will be launching this spring, and that is our JD and Master in Bioethics, and that we will be doing in collaboration with the Berman Institute for Bioethics at the Johns Hopkins University. So that's a brief overview. I would encourage you, if you have any questions, to please reach out to me directly by phone or by email. I'm happy to talk with you if you're in the Baltimore area or plan to be, also to come in and visit our school and meet with me. I would love to talk more with you.
And if you have any questions now, we're here to answer anything that about anything we've said or any other questions you've had from looking at our website or from looking at other schools.
While you're thinking of your questions, I wanted to reiterate what Professor Hoffman had said about one of the major benefits of our school is our proximity to DC and the many opportunities, both student opportunities and professional opportunities post-graduation for our students, working with the many organizations involved in health law and regulation. I also wanted to note that we have a very active alumni group. They are really doing amazing things. They're at the highest levels of leadership, at major organizations, and that, presents amazing opportunities for our students. One of the things I really like to do if students are interested in a particular area is to put them in contact with alumni that are working in that area or with particular organizations that are of interest to students. So that you facilitate those connections. It gives you some idea of what it's really like to work there, but also it helps you to build your professional network.
So one question we received was, when does the JD Bioethics program intend to start?
It's supposed to launch next fall. I mean, we would be accepting students, I think, for starting then.
Right, so I think the application process will open up this spring. It should be posted relatively soon.
I was going to add on to something that Lauren said. We have over 300 students that have graduated with our health law certificates. So those students, again, the large majority of them are in some kind of health law position at a law firm, or in government agency or in the house in a hospital. So lots of connections that we have that students can reach out to and have an externship with.
Another question is that application separate from the regular JD program?
It's part of, you have to apply to the JD and the for the master's separately and be accepted into both programs.
You are allowed to use your LSAT as the entrance exam. You don't have to take two separate entrance exams for both programs. There is some overlap. There is a convenience that comes with applying to the dual degree program, but you do have to apply to both programs separately.
Okay. Also, how do we go about scheduling a meeting to meet with you with questions about the health law program?
You can contact me by phone at 410-706-5369 or by email at llevy@law.umaryland.edu. And that information is also posted on our website if I said that too quickly.
Or you could also address your emails to me either through my email, dhoffman, HOFFMANN, @law.umaryland.edu, or through our website, law school website. You can also direct questions to me.
So as we're talking about our alumni, that reminds me of a couple of other opportunities that our students have. We take professional development very seriously, and we try to identify as many opportunities as possible. And so one of those, the things that the Student Health Law Organization, I'm not sure if you mentioned this, is the mentoring program with the MSBA.
I didn't.
So that is another excellent opportunity to develop relationships with people who are working in the field, and that is something that is facilitated by our Student Health Law Organization. And I know that students have really developed strong, wonderful relationships with their mentors. So that is something I would encourage you to take advantage of if a student here. And another opportunity we have are shadowing opportunities. For example, with the Maryland Medicine Comprehensive Insurance Program, for those of you who are interested in medical malpractice or medical malpractice defense, we have the opportunity for students to take part in claims review meetings that take place at the hospital. our hospital self-insures, and so students can go and attend those monthly meetings and hear about those cases, and it gives you really wonderful exposure to the kind of work that you would be doing, to really get a sense if that's of interest to you and something you want to pursue further.
I would also add that if you're in the area or planning to be here, you're welcome to come and sit in on a health law class. You're also welcome, you can find out more information on our website, but to attend the lectures I told you about on the high cost of prescription drugs. That's going to be on March 8th in the afternoon. And there is information, as I said, on our website under the Law and Healthcare program.
Is it possible to apply to the JD&PH dual degree program after the 1L year?
Yes, that is possible. I have a 2L who is applying right now. I think you can apply at any point up until, prior to your last semester. Yeah. Again, students often have a lot of questions, and we don't have tremendous amount of detail posted on our website, so I do encourage you to get in touch with me if you have any specific questions about those programs.
There are also dual degree programs in law and business, as well as law and social work, and law and public policy. So if anyone is interested in those options, they're also available. Anything else? Okay, well, thank you very much for tuning in, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.